This is Monday, January 24th, meeting of the Berlin Board of Assessors. As a preliminary matter, please note that this meeting is being recorded and that some attendees are participating by video conference. Accordingly, please be aware that other folks may be able to see you. Take care not to screen share your computer. Anything that you broadcast may be captured by the recording. This is Kevin Pond, Chair of the Board of Assessors. Permit me to confirm that all members and persons anticipated on the agenda are present and can hear me prior to me calling the meeting to order. Members, when I call your name, please respond in the affirmative. Bev Wheeler.
Here.
Roger Bradley.
Here.
Staff, when I call your name, please respond in the affirmative. Molly Reed, Assessing Director.
Here.
Do we have anybody anticipated speakers on the agenda?
No, we don't, and I don't see anyone in the audience, so I don't think there will be public comment.
Okay. With a quorum of the board present, I call this meeting to order at 5:56 p.m. on
But
Monday,
we
January 24th.
We actually have to wait till 6 o'clock because that's what time
Yes.
it's posted at.
Yeah. Okay.
So you have, I'll give you some little updates that just won't really affect anything. So you have that meeting on the 26th with the Personnel Board, and it's Zoom. I will send out the Zoom link. And if I have a definite time, they start their meeting at 6:30. So I'm not sure if they put us in at a time. I think I checked the agenda, but there wasn't one. And then we also have a Fincom meeting. And I will have to get you that date.
February 3rd, you said the last.
Oh, did I? Thank you, because I don't know where that piece of paper went now. So February 3rd, which is
A Thursday. Next Thursday.
it usually they meet on a Wednesday?
Oh, FinCom is the second. If it's a Wednesday, February 2nd is on a Wednesday, and I have FinCom at 8 o'clock written down on my
Oh.
calendar.
Oh, yes, so do I. I didn't, I couldn't see it.
So
It is the
February 2nd at 8 o'clock,
Is when we'll be meeting with FinCom.
right? And the 26th was with the selectmen
Personnel,
personnel. Okay,
and that's this Wednesday.
right. I have that, but I don't have a time.
I don't either.
Right, okay.
So I'll have to, I know that
And these will be,
their meeting starts at 6:30. I don't know when they would, maybe we should just plan on being there at 6:30. I don't know what time they plan on calling us.
this is a Zoom meeting?
Yes, and I'll
Okay.
send you the Zoom link.
Yeah.
I posted it for us so that all the board members could attend.
Okay.
You read too fast, Kevin. Sorry.
Oh, we're good. We only have a minute left.
Yeah. Did you all get a chance to read the January 10th minutes, just out of curiosity?
I did.
I didn't read all of them, Molly, so if we can go over them
Okay,
line by line, just to make sure we're all on the same page. Yeah.
we can start now. My clock says 6.
Yeah. Okay, you want to start with the what, minutes?
Yeah,
Okay,
so we met on January 10th. And the meeting was called to order at 6 p.m. We were all here. We approved the minutes from December 13th. Notice, I informed you of the notice for annual town reports, the building permits for December, Warren Group sales for November, COVID mask mandate issued by the Board of Health, the DLS state plan for distributing COVID rapid tests, the city and town, and some final information for ARPA. And there was an email from the town administrator to reminding us about the process for winter closure protocol. And we were invited, or the AFT was invited to attend the selectmen's meeting for the ARPA presentation. And I informed you that we had won the finding for the appellate tax board for Walnut Street. Is it Walnut Street? No,
Woodard
for
Ave.
Weiderman on,
Woodard Ave.
yes,
Yeah.
thank you. Woodard Ave came back in favor of the town. I gave you the draft town report to review. I gave you some abatements and recommendations. I informed you that Rose is retiring and we need to discuss posting the job and the HR study and how to proceed with staffing in the assessor's office. And then you signed payroll exemptions, motor vehicle abatements, and 2 personal property abatement denials. And the meeting adjourned at 6:45.
okay, anybody have any comments to make on that?
No,
Okay, make a motion to accept the minutes as posted.
I approve. I second.
All right, Raj,
I approve. All in
okay,
favor.
all in favor? Okay. So we'll come in to sign those. All right,
Okay,
next item, we on agenda?
well, I'm on agenda, so
Okay,
proposed, the proposed FY23 state-owned land valuations have been posted on the DOR website. I guess that means I have to go in and print them out for you guys. So I'll put this back on the agenda for next.
what are
next
those
meeting.
for, Molly?
This is for the state-owned land valuations. Basically, it's for the municipal, the MDC property.
No, I thought they said they weren't doing that
They
because,
do it. Nope, they do it every,
because every time they do it, we ended up giving their money back to them and stuff.
no, it's,
No?
this is for our, it all depends on what the budget is that the state does, is how much money we get back. But this is our like pilot from the state for the state-owned land.
Okay. All right,
I will double look at this. I'm gonna put it back on for next agenda.
okay.
And
Is, excuse me, is this just state-owned land or is this the phone company, the electric company and all
no,
that?
this is just state-owned land.
Okay, I'm good with that. Yeah,
These are the lands that are reimbursed on the cherry sheets. I do not believe we have any of that land. We get a pilot payment from the state. So let me do a little research on that.
yeah,
'Cause,
okay. Yep,
we got a local finance opinion on exemption eligibility for electric generating systems when situated on a property owned by a government entity. We don't have any of these, but if we ever get one, we know where to go to find out how to tax them.
well,
It's
that's a great
basically
question.
that
So how can we tax them if it's on state-owned land property to begin with?
because they are a for-profit company leasing space from the town. So we send them the tax bill, basically, bottom line.
Terrific, I'll vote for that. So how does that guy different on private property up on Randall Road?
No, that's not this issue.
Yeah, I know it's not the issue. I'm trying to tie the two
He's-
together.
Well,
It's exactly
you
what I'm.
can't tie them to the
All
other,
right,
because this
all
is
right.
saying that those electrical generating systems are taxable. And just because they're on exempt property doesn't mean they're exempt. That other property just thinks they're exempt and they're wrong. So there's that. We got our December sales transfer from the Warren Group. So I made you copies of that.
Okay,
And we got the January 20th city and town where they did a looking back at 2021 and ahead to 2022. I got, oh. No. So that's all the correspondence. There's a memo here from Margaret for a recommended plan for staffing and operations during her temporary absence. It's 3 pages. I'll let you guys look it over. Basically, June's in charge when she's not here. So,
okay,
and then on to my stuff. We have a new field advisor for the Bureau of Local Assessments. It's Mary Oliver. She used to be the assessor in Grafton. So I'm looking forward to working with her. I made up a form. Actually, I copied somebody else's form to send out to those businesses that call us up and tell us they're closed. It's very difficult if they don't give us the information we need to close them. So that's what this form basically has on there. So if they call us and tell us they closed their account, we're going to now send them a form. So we have written information on whether the business, when the business closed and all that stuff. It was getting a little confusing on who closed when. So I decided we needed a paper trail.
Good idea.
And then, so we have this meeting with the personnel board, mostly because of the letter that I wrote saying that our job descriptions weren't even approved yet. And that there seems to be a lot of questions on comparable town, or I have a lot of questions on what comparable towns are and how they got comparable towns. And hopefully we can get a job, a help wanted posting set So I did up a couple of things so that we could show that this office is busier than it used to be, and it needs to be looked at more than just new job descriptions. It needs to be looked at for hours and that kind of information. So I did a, which I know Bev has it because she came in to get stuff, but I didn't have it finished. I have a workload spreadsheet that shows, see, so I started in FY16. So I did it from 2016 to 2020. And like we've increased 148 parcels. And I also broke out how many real estate abatements we do, personal property abatements, exemption applications, motor vehicle bills, motor vehicle abatements, building permits and sales. And it shows that we've had increases in all those things, which when you come in, it's part of the package. And then I did email you out. I took the comp towns that they used for us in a spreadsheet, and I went and investigated what those assessing positions were paid for FY22. And out of the
13 or 12.
13 towns, 3 of them have it hired out. They just have like a person in the office to watch over the office and do the clerical stuff. So I don't know. I don't know how to pick comp towns. And I was hoping that when they did this job study that there would be a something on how comparable towns were picked, but I've read it twice, and unless I have not seen anything in the HR study. So I'd like to ask that question of the personnel, is how are these comp towns picked, and what criteria we should be using to pick more comparable towns.
All right, can we finish the agenda? Is this the page you're talking about, Molly, right here?
Yes.
You sent out?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
so we can talk about this after, because I have a few comments.
All right, but this is
So-
part of my assessing director agenda part. Personnel discussion.
Okay, so we're gonna continue with this then? You want to continue with this?
Sure, if you have
Okay.
questions.
Yeah, I do. So I don't know if everybody has it,
I
I
have
don't
it.
have it.
huh?
I didn't see it.
I attached it to my email on Friday. Bev couldn't open it, and Kevin printed his.
So if we go to look at this, I don't disagree that Bolton has a person in the office 1 day a week. Okay, I don't disagree with that. And again,
Well, they have the assessor 1 day a week. They have admin of some kind in there for whatever hours they're open.
32
public.
hours.
Okay.
32 hours, 4 days a week. This is what, make sure it's Bolton. Yeah, that's what Bolton has.
Okay.
So they have an administrator 1 day a week, and then they have one person in there for 32 hours. That one person just takes care of the assessing, the personal property, and also visits the properties. So I guess he does, including what Jack does. They have a, as of 18, 5,376 people living there. So I'm assuming it's probably about 6,000 people now. And we may be at 3,000. So they're double our size. And they have 2,385 parcels. And I need to ask while we're on this, how many parcels?
Total,
Yeah. And I don't know why I asked that, just a number.
174.24. That includes personal property.
I see that. Okay. And then as for, what's the next one we have here?
So
it
who
looks
does who does all the motor vehicle excise and deeds and stuff?
I would assume it would be the clerk in there for 32 hours.
So they're doing all the, you just said they're doing assessing and personal property visits.
Yeah,
So they're,
they have one guy in the office 1 day a week.
oh, and he does that stuff.
Right, he does all the heavy stuff. That's correct.
Okay,
That he does all the heavy stuff. And this girl does, I guess, the balance.
okay.
Okay. And then over in Sterling, it's basically the same thing. They have one person who is 1 day a week. She did say he was available, quote, basically 40 hours. So if you called him during the day, there's a chance that he would probably answer the phone or get back to you. And I think she said that if there was more work, he would, when times get busier, you know, during assessing, getting ready to send the bills out, he is available. He may come into work a little bit more. And then they have one clerk at 40 hours. They have, Sterling has 3,800 parcels. I didn't know they were that big. Their amount of people back in 18 was 8,190. I don't know, I probably found, I'm just guessing 8,500. So yeah, that's quote what I found out so far.
Okay.
Okay.
When I saw this, I was curious why Clinton wasn't on it. Because that
they-
was a gentleman I spoke to at one point who doesn't have anybody helping him. He does the whole shamil himself.
But he's also an elected board member who's getting paid a full-time salary. So so Clinton is not on our comparable town
Because he's elected.
community list that the HR study had picked out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Foxborough on that list?
Foxborough?
Yeah.
No,
Yes,
Foxborough, yes.
with the B.
Yes,
Yeah,
they do not have a board of assessors at all. And they have a contract with a assistant the sole assessor has a 3-year contract.
Yeah, and is that his pay, what I see there?
Yep,
Okay, and is that 40 hours a week?
it's salary. There are no, it's till the job's done.
So it could be
Okay.
20 hours one week and 45 the next.
Yeah.
Something like that.
It's a 3-year contract like the town administrator or the police and fire have.
Okay. So if we also on here, it says the range, which would be in the blue on the upper right hand. I don't, doesn't make any difference if, and it has the maximum in minimums of the pay ranges that were in there.
Yes, after Stowe, way down over on the right, right? Is that what you
Right, the
said?
last column is
Yeah.
the minimum and the maximum pay difference
Yep,
in what I see in here. So,
there's the comp average, the comp high-low, comp medium, 75th percentile, and then the percent higher, lower than average.
right, that's the column I was talking about.
Okay,
Okay. So we are, if we want to explain that, Molly, we're 12.4% on the minimum, correct?
I believe so.
Well, that's what's printed there. I'm just
Yep.
making, if I can see it,
Yeah, that's what's there.
that's what's there, okay.
And then
So,
on the high end, we're 6.5% in the negative.
correct. That's on the maximum. So we're 6% lower than the maximum pay. That's what that's telling me, I think.
Yeah, I think that's what it's saying also. But
And we're,
you also have, that's the other question I want to ask. Are they basing this on a 40-hour work week or a 30-hour work week?
right, I don't know,
Mm,
right,
I'm assuming that they're basing it on a 40-hour work week. And if you don't, that's like comparing apples and frogs.
well, if you get their rate per hour, I don't know why you can't compare that. If somebody's making X
Well,
amount of dollars,
because if you take their rate per hour, if you take their salary and divide
Yeah.
it by 30 hours, their rate per hour is going to be higher.
right, but usually a salaried position, I think, is assumed to be 40 hours. I could be wrong.
40
Right, but-
plus.
But you're only paying me for 30 hours.
Right,
So I just think that when people look at my rate per hour and they think it's so high, that's a misconception. It's
okay,
high because it's less hours.
So what hours do you work, Molly, for 30 hours in 4 days?
8 to 3:30, I'm supposed to, but I work 8 to 4, 5.
Okay, and the girls work 25 hours, right?
8 to 2:30. It's 6.25 hours a day, something like that. So if they stay to finish a project, they'll stay later. They might leave earlier the next day, so they still get their 25 hours in.
Okay. And you guys take a lunch, I hope, right? Because
Well,
after,
we eat,
after 5 hours, you're supposed to have a half-hour lunch break by law.
that's not how things work here in the
Municipal
town
work,
building. That's something you can ask the personnel department, but everybody just eats at their desk and continues working.
Okay.
Okay. All right. You want to talk a little more on what we see here?
Not necessarily, I just,
And I've asked around. Everybody is doing more. There are people who stay late a lot of nights. I'm not saying it's good. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm not saying we should be staying. I'm not saying we should be leaving. I'm just saying that there are a lot of other people working more than their scheduled, quote, 40 hours or 30 hours or whatever it is.
Yeah,
So I
we
don't know. What?
within the town hall, or you talking about calling other towns?
No, I'm talking about our town hall.
Yes, we all work multiple
Yeah.
hours to get the job done.
Right, right.
Some of
So,
us just,
and I don't know that this new, quote, I don't even know what type of system we just got is helping. And again, I didn't realize when we go to this, oh, I should have it written down, the money that gets taken off the tax bill for that goes to the goodwill of the town.
CPA,
Yeah, right. I didn't know that.
Community pro-
takes- Right, the
community pro-
CPA. I didn't know that that took that much time. And I
Yes.
didn't realize that the dual rate takes that much time. I'm thinking you just push a button and it fixes this, but
I've told you that over all the years I've been here, that it's not just pushing buttons.
yeah, I know. And we have more property, more land, more things. So I don't disagree. I don't disagree that it's
And
a bigger workload.
when they brought Vadar in, we ended up doing more in-office work with Vadar than we did with Point, because the collector did a lot of stuff that we now can do in Vadar. So that's another thing that,
So
I
why
don't
do
think
we
it's-
do, why would we do it if the collector was doing it?
because of the software. Because we couldn't, we have more control, which is a good thing for this office. We can run reports and know where things are, check and balances, but it's still more work. And I think it's more work because I ended up having to do it because Rose wasn't here. I might be a little biased, but
Well,
so I guess maybe all except for having the more control over doing our dates and stuff. So yeah, I guess maybe I'm just thinking of it because Rose wasn't here and it was a lot of extra work for me.
yeah,
But
well, I can see
it-
that. Yeah,
it's still, it'll still be, I think that if Rose was here, she would have thought that it was, took more time to do excise than it used to, but
and
we've only
that
had
is-
it for 6 months, so, and in the learning curve for doing the real estate was horrible also, so.
All right, so with everything comes a new learning curve, so would, no offense, next year, do you think it will be less?
I would hope so. We'll find out when we get our first commitment for excise in February. That's the big commitment.
Are people buying more cars?
No, but you get your excise bill once as of January. I mean, so that's when the big commitment comes.
Okay.
And
Who,
we usually get about 4,000 plus excise bills a year.
so who does that? They all entered manually?
No, it's done by a computer, but you have, I mean, it is uploaded into the computer and you run reports to get the totals and all that stuff and the commitments. And then once we approve everything, then it goes, then the collector prints out the bills and mails them. Actually, I think he jobs that out to Kelly and Ryan, but we still have to, you know, pay attention and make sure the money's correct and all that stuff.
And over the years, it just continually takes longer to do that.
I don't know how to answer that, Kevin, because like I
Okay.
said, this is my first. Rose pretty much did all that on her own. I mean,
Okay,
so
okay. All right. I have no problem with that. Okay. Anything else we want to talk about here, or we're only halfway down this list, are we?
nope, you're almost there. These were just things I wanted us to have. So when we're talking to the personnel board, we'll know
Okay,
some things. Yes, and every office has different things. When I called Hudson, their person is only getting 30,000 for her job. She's the only person in the office. And I can't understand how she gets everything done. So I was asking her about Vadar and she said, oh, we don't have anything to do with that. The collector does all that. So they don't do excise in the Hudson assessor's office, from what she told me.
good, I'll park
And-
my car in Hudson.
And then, and then when I was looking at stuff, they have a line item for 96,000. So I don't know if they have, you know, outside help coming in to do other stuff. I didn't ask her those questions when I was talking to her. I was talking to her about Vadar, so I'll have to call her back and find that out. But I guess I didn't want to take the time to do that if there was a reason that they picked these towns. Do you know?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't,
So,
I don't know. I have no idea what they did.
yeah.
So,
So then I did up a job description to place, because I thought that was what I was supposed to do. Did it, and I printed it out. I just finished it this morning. It was very difficult to do. And there was like 30 jobs posted between the Assessors Association webpage and the Mass Municipal webpage. So when we go out to hire this, we have a lot of competition. Do you know what I'm saying?
yeah,
We have,
I do. There's a lot of,
and
there's almost no competition anywhere. You can go in and get a job anywhere, but yeah, there's no people to fill it. There's no
Right.
competition, believe me.
there's a lot of competition, so.
Yeah,
And-
but there's no one, no offense, you go to any store and there's a hire sign, you
Yes,
know, there aren't many people working. I don't know if it's the same in assessors, that people just not gonna go to work. I don't know how that works.
I
you
don't
know?
know that either.
Oh.
So,
Molly, I read the description you wrote up for the ad, and The only thing that I caught was, it says salary range 2242 to 2679. But the
I guess I
word
should write per hour.
hour, yes, that was my, because salary doesn't fit an hourly wage, so to say.
Yeah. So I took our current, so that range is our current, the,
2242 to 2679.
that is the low end of what the grade that Rose is on, up to the amount that she's making per hour. Because
Okay,
we can't spend more than that because we won't have it in the budget,
okay.
or at
So
least for this
what-
year. Then the other thing that I need to tell you before it goes out of my head, because it just popped back in, is we're gonna have to resubmit the budget, because I would prefer to have this at 25 hours, because I think it's more attractive, and instead of me getting 32 hours. So I want to switch that back to 25 and 30 in the budget.
So what was Rose's numbers? Next time we print this, it can be bigger. It can be,
Oh, well, no, it couldn't. It wouldn't.
It would fit on
It
one
wouldn't
piece of
fit.
paper.
I'll have to print it on bigger paper.
this only takes 3 inches on my piece of paper. I have a lot of space left. So
Oh, well, I've
Rose's-
got. Which piece
Anyway.
of paper are you talking about? This one?
Yeah.
Yeah,
thing.
okay.
It's only 3 inches at the top. So what is Rose's top and bottom? What does it say?
We wrote, oh, not on there. It's on the job description. You don't have it.
Okay, all right. Out
Sorry,
of my field, sorry. Yeah, okay.
I do have that somewhere.
It's
Okay.
22 on your paper ad.
It's 2242, and it goes higher than 2679, but we can't hire it more than 2679, or else we won't have the budget for this year.
Yeah. Okay,
And I have the pay schedule here, which I can make copies for you guys.
all right.
Once I
Okay.
put my fingers back on it. And I don't think that when we were doing the job descriptions, I don't think we were thinking about how much work has increased in the office. We were trying to get the functions done, because that's what the process called for when we got our instructions. But
So
there's
what
just
was-
been
What is,
a definite workload increase in the office over the last few years, which that's why I did that workload thing, that I don't know if I don't think I had finished it when I had on Friday. But it's here on
So-
the table for you guys to take.
are we
and-
are we referring to 2 different workloads? One in an office, one quote in the office, and one quote somewhere else? Or
On the
or
field?
computer business?
No, I'm just doing benchmarks in the office. Like how many parcels so since 2016, we've increased our parcels by 148. So we've done subdivisions and whatnot and built houses to increase that. In 2016, our single family residence was 756. For a count, we now have 827.
Yeah, that's on this paper, right?
Yes, but I
Right.
filled in some more stuff.
Yeah, because it just shows 22, which by itself doesn't mean anything. So if you had 16 or 15,
I put in 16 because that's when I started, just
okay,
so,
yeah, because that would be a lot better comparison.
yes, I said I had not finished it, but this is what I thought the benchmarks were in, to show what the office does.
Yeah. Okay,
And then the other thing is that I was hoping that this job would be almost like a trainee job, so whoever was in it would want to take over for when I leave. And then we would fill in with the, so that somebody's here that has some training and knows where the history is, because you're losing Rose, who's been here for 12 years, and you're losing me, who's been here for, I don't even know how many years, but so you're kind of losing your institutional
background.
background,
speak.
file
Right.
cabinet.
So,
Molly.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, Molly, are you definitely retiring? Did you let anybody know that you're retiring or thinking about it, that the town has a proper amount of time to fill your shoes?
Yes, I told Kevin last July, and I think that I mentioned it at a board meeting, not shortly after I told him. I'm
Yeah.
gonna stay till the tax rate is set.
But you need to write a public thing and turn that in.
A public thing, you mean a letter to you?
Or to Margaret or the board.
Giving them a
Either
heads
or.
up.
Right, in writing to say that I've decided to leave.
Okay,
Right, so that should be a written notice.
okay.
Okay. Yep.
And so that's about it, so.
Okay. We're good.
Can I mention something,
Yes.
No,
sir, please?
go ahead.
The last time we met, there was something written about the Diggins.
Oh, good call. Yes, I have that right here.
Diggins?
Yes. Here we go. This was put out for the public to read, I believe. The assessor's office provided sterling service,
Oh, yeah,
helping
sorry.
provide the property documentation online /reg of deeds, registry of deeds, that Mr. and Mrs. Diggins needed to provide to National Grid to fulfill a 5-page application for the work. So she just wanted to let the town know what a great job the assessor's office did. Along with
And
the
we
town
would like to
clerk.
acknowledge that too, right?
I'm sorry?
We would like to acknowledge what a great team we have too,
Yes,
for doing that for the Diggins.
that's right. And I know several other people have been in there, and they said it was a great experience.
That's
Which
what
I
we
find that
strive
kinda-
for.
Good, that's right. That's wonderful.
Kudos, Molly.
Well, thank you. We did, that's just our daily life, and it was very nice of them to send
That
that
was.
email.
That was
And,
terrific.
and I forgot to tell you guys about it. I'm sorry.
Well, it's leaked
I
out
should-
now.
Yes, I
Yeah.
know.
Yeah,
I'm just not good at self-promotion. That's why I don't like personnel stuff.
well, we're headed
didn't
there
go on-
Wednesday.
Yes. What was that, Bev?
It didn't go unnoticed, Molly.
That's
I
right.
know, that was Joanne and Donna mostly.
Okay. Either or, it's all
Yep,
under one
so-
roof.
right?
We try to be very service orientated.
Good teamwork.
Thank you.
Great job.
I will
Glad
tell
you
the
brought that up.
girls. I will tell the girls.
I'm glad I let you speak. That was wonderful.
So
Okay.
that's all set. Bev already came in and signed, and I have a couple of more sheets to go with what I had given you earlier, Bev. If
Okay,
you
I'll
have
grab
time
them
to
sometime.
stop by,
Yep.
so.
Nothing I have to sign though, right?
Nope, you signed everything you needed to sign.
Okay,
So,
You want us to pick up the paper and stuff it in your mailbox, Bev?
I don't care. You can do that.
Yeah, so when Roger and I are in there, mark Bev's paperwork and we'll just stuff it in your mailbox.
I'll put it in an envelope.
Okay, and don't let the mailman pick it up.
No, I'll run out tomorrow morning and get it before the
Okay.
mailman comes.
Okay,
Or two when you put it in the mailbox and I'll run out and get it.
all right,
Good teamwork.
that's right. We'll get this all
Oh,
done.
I need to, there's one last thing, old business. The town report. Did you have any comments or updates or anything? Because I have to I want to pass it in before the last day.
Well, that might be on me. Did I get that report thing?
Yes,
Yep,
Oh,
I got it.
well, I don't know that I did. So with that being said,
I'll give you a
Uh,
copy when you come in.
here we go, because I usually read that. All right. All right,
So if Kevin okays it, if it's all right with the other two board members, I will just pass it in after he
yeah,
has reviewed it, if it's all right with you guys.
yep. If that's
Yes.
okay,
Okay with me.
Bev?
It's fine.
All right,
Yes, fine.
what was that?
She kind of squirted out there, but she said, yes, that's fine.
Okay, yeah, little foggy on the voice. Okay,
All right, so I have 6:47 to adjourn.
okay. All
If
those in
everybody's-
favor to
Aye.
adjourn the meeting?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Unanimous.
Motion carries.
Okay.
All right, see you in a bit.